have 2 cats, and a while back I made them a cat bed. So today it's time for another version made from what else but soda cans. Hi there, welcome to the Upcycled Design Lab. If this is your first time here, my name's Cindy and I craft using recycled and repurposed materials to give you ideas on ways to make and create more economically and ecologically. Hey there, you might think I'm starting in the middle of this project, and I sort of am. But just to get you caught up here, I'm making a ball-shaped cat bed using paper mache, some soda cans, a coffee can, and a beach ball. So I started by wrapping my beach ball with a little bit of saran wrap just to make sure that I could get the beach ball out. And now I have 7 layers of paper mache onto the beach ball. You can use any glue you want. I used Mod Podge just because I had a lot of it. And I like to alternate the paper just so I can tell how many layers I have on. So here I'm using some brown packing paper, and then the next layer I'll go back to my magazine or newspaper. And it's really easy to keep track of where you've got your paper, and it helps you to know how many layers you've got on. So I'm ready to try to take the beach ball out. So I need to deflate my beach ball a little bit, and then I'm going to cut a small hole so that I can get my hand in there. It does seem to be coming out pretty easily, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to cut the hole that's large enough for the cat to... So for this piece, I'm going to switch to my large coffee can, and I'm going to be using a safe cut can opener. This can has a ring around the inside, and the safe cut can opener will remove the tops of tin cans without any sharp edges, but it also will remove this little ring. So if you're lucky enough to find coffee cans that have these metal rings in them, you can remove them just like you do the top of a can. And if you have a safe cut can opener, you can do it without any rough, raw edges or sharp edges. So now I've got my doorway shape for my cat bed, and I'm just going to place it on here, and I'll draw a line with my Sharpie so I know where to cut, and then I'll be ready to remove the beach ball. So I've got a little bit of a gap here. I'm going to glue this on, but I have a little bit of a gap, and you can kind of see the edges a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and use some of my metal tape to finish off this edge so that it won't show. And I'm just going to cut a strip about 1/2 inch wide and wrap it around that edge. If you've seen any of my other videos, you know how much I love this tape. It has a little paper backing on it, and it's really easy to work with. It is very easy to mold and shape. And I'm just trying to cover this raw edge here. So next I'm going to go ahead and glue the ring from my coffee can onto my paper mache ball here. And I like to use a combination of E6000 glue and hot glue. I just trust the E6000 glue to really grip, but I like to use the hot glue just because it grabs really fast, and then you can continue on with your project without waiting for the E6000 glue to cure. So now it's time for the soda cans, and I'm going to be using a ton of what I call soda can tiles. If you'd like to know more about how to make these tiles, I will link to a video tutorial in the description box, but basically all you need to make these tiles is a pair of scissors, some aluminum cans, and some pre-cut Dollar Tree mounting tape. So I'm starting with my tiles at the opening of the shape, and I'm just working my way all the way around the ring and down the shape, adding the tiles tightly butted together. And these tiles are very easy to trim if you need to change the shape slightly so that you can accommodate fitting them together. And I'm just, like I said, working all the way around the shape until I have the whole shape covered. To complete the shape, I cut a small circle from the aluminum and added some mounting tape to finish off the aluminum can shell. Next, I used some Tulip Silver Dimensional paint to fill in all of the seams between my tiles. And this paint is really simple to use. You just squeeze the bottle and it has a pointed tip so you can kind of draw with it like a pencil. So I'm just trying to use the paint to cover up the raw edges and fill in any gaps between the tiles. This next step is optional, but I like to seal the paint and just kind of hold the whole thing together with a coat of Mod Podge. So I'm just using a soft brush to brush a light coat and cover the entire globe. For the base, I found a metal ring that used to be used for a wok, but you could also use a metal ring from a lamp fixture or a plant stand. And I'm going to go back and use my E6000 and hot glue combination again to secure the bed to the ring. To finish the bed, I found an old t-shirt, cut a circle, and used a blanket stitch to sew the pieces together. Then I added a little stuffing and finished off the pad. I also have a video on some tips for doing a blanket stitch that I will link to in the description as well. So there you have it. Now we have 2 cats and 2 cat beds. Be sure to check the description box for all the additional resources. There's also a place to sign up to receive the Upcycled Design Lab newsletter. If you're interested in checking out the first cat bed tutorial, click the link below. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you back here soon in the lab for my next experiment.